All right, what is up, guys? So today we're gonna say happy holidays. Uh, for anyone that's gonna lose their shit because I didn't say Merry Christmas, I've said Merry Christmas like the last 3 days in a row. So go fuck yourself. Uh, I'll explain all this in a second. Today we're doing a special coffee. Now, normally when I do a special coffee, I have already. I haven't tasted it yet, but today is an exception because this is a coffee that my sister brought for the family for our Christmas get together, and she left it here, so I'm gonna drink it. Uh-oh, storage low, tap to manage. You guys know what that means. Probably me just crashing out in the middle of the video because oh, this phone. Anyways, um, this is the Christmas at Biltmore Premium Coffee Christmas Blend. Contents are ground Colombian Supremo or Supremo, I don't know which one's the correct pronunciation, coffee beans, chocolate, and peppermint flavoring. Now, interestingly enough, I forgot that there was kind of a peppermint flavoring in this. I couldn't really taste it like I could the other one, the Barisma Peppermint Mocha. We're gonna make this coffee, and then I'll talk you through the flavors as I taste it. Let's get it rolling. One of the things, I have two things to say off the rip about this coffee. One is it smells great. I mostly smell the chocolate, but now that I read the fact that it has peppermint, I can smell that too. Uh, but the two things I want to say is one, this coffee is pretty fine. So it ends up being really dense, but in a good way, like espresso. It's two, three, four, five, and we're going to do just a little more because the second comment I want to make is this container is really weird to scoop coffee out of. And I wasn't getting full scoops in there. All right. So let's get this rocking. Now, again, I'm doing my best, especially coming into the new year, to make these videos a little shorter, unless I feel like I really need to rant about something. And ironically, today I'm going to rant about something. Just let me shove one of my brother's nuts in my mouth real quick. So, what's going on here is I'm pretty annoyed with people who call themselves Christians, but go around spreading hate and discord during the. Let's try this again. I am especially annoyed with people who call themselves Christians, but go around spreading a bunch of hate and discord during the holiday season. There's so many reasons why. I could honestly probably go on a 3 hour rant about this, but I only have about 40 minutes worth of hard drive space on the phone, so that's the best you're gonna get, right? Um, the thing that's so frustrating to me is when I was growing up, we used to sing this song in church that I feel absolutely epitomizes the teachings of Jesus Christ more than anything. And that was, they will know we are Christians by our love. And just as a most extreme example, I don't know what they've done lately. I look at groups like the Westboro Baptist Church, and I don't know, I'm pretty sure they didn't get the message, you know? And then I look at people, it's especially common on Twitter and social media where people do this outrage bait. where they are like, oh my God, how dare you say happy holidays? You know what holiday means essentially, right? It's a, a derivation of an old English word. I don't know how to speak old English, so I'm not going to try. It's basically means holy day, though. So happy holy day or happy holiday is literally a synonym for Merry Christmas. Merry equals happy, holiday, holy day equals Christmas, you know, the celebration of Christmas. So what type of person would get angry at someone for wishing them happiness on a holy day? Well, clearly not someone who loves their neighbor, right? At least that's the way I see it. Let's go ahead and pour this coffee. It should be ready about now because had a little moment where I had to go delete some videos. So there's really two reasons why I'm saying happy holidays today. The first is to bait those wicked idiots into taking shots at me, because I can promise you none of them have the capability to take me down, and I will just embarrass them if they try. I will expose them for who they truly are and the evil that they carry in their hearts. And maybe, hopefully, that will allow them to look in the mirror and see it for themselves, and they can do a better job of loving their neighbor in the coming year, right? But the primary reason, actually, that's just the secondary reason. The main reason I'm saying happy holidays today is because there's not just Christmas that is celebrated during this time of year. I don't know the specific dates, but there's Hanukkah, there's, I believe, an African celebration. There is the winter solstice and Yule that are celebrated by pagans, I believe. I'm not entirely sure. Again, like, I don't know all the specifics, but the specifics don't matter, right? The whole point is that it's supposed to be a season of inclusiveness and love, regardless of what your personal religious beliefs are, right? The spirituality of believing in something greater than just ourselves is what connects all of us. And taking joy that we're connected in that manner is the meaning and the point of the season. So that's really why I'm saying happy holidays to everyone today, because you know what? I celebrated Christmas yesterday with my family, and I want everyone else who is celebrating things that aren't Christmas to feel joy as well. I think people who would spew hate at other people just because they're not celebrating Christmas because they grew up in a different family and were taught different traditions, I think that is terribly antithetical and the exact opposite of what we should be doing during this holiday season. I think Jesus would be really mad if he were to come back and see this. I think I said this yesterday, or 2 days ago, but I'm gonna say it again. If you're standing in a checkout line and the person behind the checkout line says happy holidays. I forgot to talk to this before I had cream, but that's fine. The cream doesn't really change it much. We'll do the flavor in a second. I'm going to finish my little story. You're standing there in a checkout line, and the cashier says happy holidays, wishing you joy during this holiday season. And you flip out on them, throw a temper tantrum, and then upload it to TikTok or Twitter so you can farm views. Who do you think Jesus is going to be more upset with? The person that was wishing you joy and happiness during the holiday season, or the person that was spreading hate and discord during the holiday season? I think the answer is really obvious for anyone who's honest with themselves, right? And that's all I really want to say today, to be honest. Um, Happy holidays to everyone who doesn't celebrate Christmas. I hope you have a wonderful day too. I hope you get to take advantage of all of the post Christmas sales. That's another thing I've seen people say in the past. It's like the stupidest thing I've ever seen. I've seen people say things like, "Oh, if you don't believe in Christmas, you shouldn't be able to take advantage of the post Christmas discounts." It's like, what? How fucking selfish and cruel and petty are you that you would actually believe something like that? Uh, I just open your heart, please. That's the big thing. I just want everyone to do right now is please just open your heart a little bit. So, real quick, I'm going to take a moment, talk through the flavor of this very interesting Christmas coffee from Biltmore. I suggest you get some if it's on discount. Uh, it's pretty good. And then I'm going to talk about my plan for the week and the upcoming year, basically, I guess. Screw the upcoming year. We'll worry about that once the year comes, right? But this coffee is really good. So it's definitely bold, right? It's a bold and dark flavored coffee. I like it a lot. It's not as sweet as like a Sumatra blend. It's more like a French or Italian roast, I guess, like a dark Italian. Not quite as dark as a French roast either. And I don't I didn't taste the peppermint at all yesterday. I taste it now, but it's only because I'm like aware of it, you know? Um, Also, I didn't really sit there and just think of the flavor. It was more like we're just drinking coffee with the family before we go over to see the rest of the family for dinner, the extended family and all that for dinner, you know? So at that point, my neck's bothering me a little bit. That's why I was like twitching. I tried to crack it and it didn't work. So now I feel like I need to stretch. I'll go do that after the video though. But so it's mostly what I tasted was like chocolate, but not chocolate like milk chocolate, or it's more of like a cocoa powder flavor, you know? It's very, very good. And because of that, adding a little bit of cream makes it taste more like milk chocolate. If you want, you can throw sugar in it too, but I'm not really feeling sugar at the moment. Uh, I've been eating too many of the damn like sugary nuts, and they left chocolate coated popcorn and stuff. And I just can't stop snacking on that. So the last thing I need is more sugar this morning, you know? Um, but yeah. The coffee's delicious. I highly suggest you try it. And unlike the other one, the peppermint mocha, you can barely taste the peppermint. I don't like peppermint in my coffee. I don't generally don't like peppermint mixed with chocolate either. But I do like peppermint on its own. I have them somewhere. I'm not sure where I put them. One of my favorite things is very peppermint. Every year we have my mom gets us these little peppermint Christmas treatments. I love these things. These are delicious. I'll eat one of those after the video's over. Because like I said, I don't need any more sugar right now. If you can't tell, I'm already kind of high energy, even though I'm chiller than I was at the end of last video, right? But I'm just pacing around the house. And yeah, so very, very delicious coffee. You can't really taste the peppermint at all. Oh, they forgot the Christmas cards. Son of a bitch. Oh well. I guess they'll get them in April or next time I see them. Maybe I'll have to like uh, talk with them, and I'll see if they want me to open them and send them screenshots or something. But anyways, since my parents live out of the country now, all the Christmas cards that they get sent here, and I gave them one batch when I saw my mom. I saw both of them for the Trans-Siberian Orchestra. Drop some of that off, but it seems like they left a bunch. Well, there's a new batch that they didn't get. I'll have to figure that out. I just noticed it. Anyways, random asides aside. So, I'm going to be streaming Warframe today. I miss streaming. I've been working really hard on back-end stuff. Like, I'm not slowing down. I'm pushing harder than ever. I just want you guys to know that. But I am preparing for a momentous leap in 2026. And if you're going to do that, you need a very solid base to launch from, right? You can't hit the moon if you're trying to build your launch pad on a whole bunch of shifting sands. You need to find some good solid bedrock, and then you need to spend probably just as much time and money, if not more, building the launch pad properly as you actually do the rocket, so that it doesn't just blow up the rocket on the launch pad or cause it to tilt and sink into the ground the moment you start forcing thousands of newtons of force into it. It may even be millions of newtons. I don't know exactly how much delta V is required to push a Saturn V rocket into orbit, but you should ask your local rocket scientist, right? I was almost a rocket scientist. I studied AP physics in high school, but I didn't like doing the math, to be honest. I love all the theory, but I've always been more of a wordsmith than a mathematician. So, I'm just gonna be streaming Warframe today. I really wanted to just get back on the grind hardcore. There was one day I spent like 6 or 8 hours just editing old YouTube descriptions and putting all these coffee videos and playlists and stuff like that. Just an entire day of nothing but administrative work. And there's still so much administrative work I need to do. I've been tracking my hours recently using Toggle. I think we did a previous video about that. And 60 to 80% of my time, depending on the week and like what specific tasks I'm doing, ends up being just this back-end administration work. And then the remaining amount of my time is split between working on the house and content creation, which means that leaves me with just 20 to 40% of my time left for streaming and recording videos. And then when I spend an hour recording one of these videos every day, well, I think it's pretty clear why I haven't exactly had time to stream as much as I like to. But the truth is, I miss just hanging out with you guys. And there's a lot of stuff I want to work on in Warframe today. Baro Katir is here, so I need to farm some Void Relics to trade them in, because he's got some great primed mods this rotation. I highly suggest, if you play Warframe at all, you log in over the next 2 days, trade him some mods, and trade him some prime Void things. My brain is shutting down. 1 second. Trade him some prime parts so you can get the ducats to buy the primed mods. The big one I want is the primed heat pistol mod, because one of the things I'm thinking of doing is my primary frame in Warframe is Titania, and I'm considering swapping her from an electricity build to a heat build, because she doesn't have a primary weapon in flight mode. She uses dual machine pistols called Dex Pixia, and there's this new mod for operators, so that it's part of like the Descendia and all that stuff. I'm not exactly sure how to use these mods yet, but I'm gonna figure it out. Where it will give you 250% heat damage to your secondary weapons. And it stacks as you deal enemies. It doesn't deal that much immediately, but especially if you're doing an endless mode like a survival or something like that, it's really powerful because you get through like a couple waves. Depending on how many kills you have, you're at max. Like, regardless, even when I'm doing non-endless modes, getting 50 to 100 kills on average. So assuming you get half of that at half stacks, I'll take 100% extra heat damage on my weapons, right? But the problem with that is being electricity focused on a build that deals mostly damage over time, status damage through electricity and some slash procs. If I add heat damage to my weapons, it's going to change that to radiation procs. Now, don't get me wrong, radiation damage is good, but as far as raw DPS, which is what my Titania build is pretty much focused on, it is the worst of all of the damage types, in my opinion. It is really good for crowd control. So my other endgame build is Oberon, and he does like all radiation damage exclusively. And the cool thing about radiation damage is it frenzies enemies, meaning that they'll just shoot at each other, friendly fire. The more radiation stacks you have, the more damage they deal to each other. It's capped at 10 stacks, and then you can like set out an entire field of radioactive weed, basically, that will turn all the enemies against each other and just watch as they kill each other. It's kind of funny. But so radiation damage definitely has its uses, but on my Titania build, where I'm doing 200% fire rate because of my radiation, my Razor Wing Blitz, and I've got a lot of multi-shot, I get 10 stacks almost instantaneously. So I'm capping the stacks, but then that extra radiation damage isn't really helping because I'm just focusing down one target at a time, not applying AoE radiation status effects like Oberon does. So the big issue then becomes, well, now I'm just dealing damage that deals less damage when I get the kill effect that is buffing my damage. So by increasing my damage with heat, it's actually lowering the amount of damage I do, because then I'm losing the electricity procs, which will stack up over time and then deal huge chunks of HP health once they hit those ticks. So the plan is to get this primed heat pistol mod and change my Titania build over from electricity to heat, so that when I add the extra heat damage, I'm just doing more heat damage, right? And that's going to be a whole thing, because then I need to change the arcane I currently use on the pistols, which is conjunction voltage, which is every time I apply an electricity proc, I get more multi-shot. We're going to change it to the heat version of that, which doesn't add multi-shot, but just adds secondary weapon damage. So it's going to be very interesting. I've got a lot of farming to do in Warframe to rework my build a little bit. Honestly, the arcanes, I checked and I think I have enough plat. I'm just going to buy the arcane that I need. But then I got to farm everything else. I got to farm that new mod that will apply to my operator. I've got to farm some prime parts so I can sell them for ducats to get the primed heat pistol mod. And yeah, that's the plan for today, really. I'm not gonna go super hard on all the back end stuff. You know, for like the past month, really, not counting the time I spent depressed where I wasn't doing jack shit, I have been grinding super hard on back end. I've been working super hard in the house. I spent the last 2 days mostly just cleaning up the house so it looked better when the parents got here, post depression mess, you know, the family and all that. So today we're just hard chilling. Like, legit, I'm not sure what time I'm gonna go live. I'm gonna upload this video. I'm gonna make some food, and then we'll put the other robe on and start the stream. So again, I just want to say happy holidays to everyone. If you celebrate Christmas, Merry Christmas. If you don't, that's totally okay too. And I hope you have a wonderful and happy holiday. And from my heart to yours, if someone is being cruel to you, uh, because you won't say Merry Christmas, uh, just smile and wish them a happy holiday. But do it honestly with your heart, because two things. One, God is watching regardless. You know, He's going to see and know what's in your heart, and you don't want to sink to their level. And two, it's just going to piss Him off even more and be even funnier. So, if some little bitch ass emotional child like that is talking shit on you for saying happy holidays, instead of Merry Christmas, just say it again and go about your day. So happy holidays, everyone. I love all of you, and God bless America. Cheers.